Your clothes are looking fine. You don't need to clean anything. Right?
Maybe make this a white jacket instead of a blue one. Remember, folks, grand finals, here we go! Bruce Lee! Can they remain the victors as they have the past few weeks, or will they get taken down by this fantastic team composition of Project Horizon, Kababi and Blanks with Petulas Taya? This is it, folks. $800 will go out between the two of them. And the BattleRekt Salt Miner, who's it going to be?
Going to be Condemned, Jolts, and Clinic, or is it going to be Kababi and Blanks? Blanks has made it very, very far. And one of the questions we had was 2-1-3, 2-1-3 on Blanks. Used to be the most dominant team in Europe. And now that they separated, 2-1-3, 2-1-3 was eliminated in the round of 8, and Blanks has made it all the way to the finals. Let's see. Oh, a lot of pressure. Wow, they're so aggressive right now. It's going to be Condemned and Jolts, and that's both the DPS characters here. They don't care. They get hit by the extract, but they're still going ham.
The Queen goes down. No more support from that, and now the haste will actually get taken down by the Silence as well. Has to swarm away.
Oh, the Infest is down. The counter actually whips, and Jolts gets hit. They might have lost a little bit too much health right now.
Man,
Blanks did a good job of healing.
Jolts has no more spacebar. Now almost down by the M1. The orb almost gets ignored for half that match. Gets pulled and actually taken by Condemned, giving a little bit more health to Jolts. He almost has his ultimate, but he probably won't want to be using it for that a little bit too much juice for a not very secure landing. Oh, and he just goes down to an M1 and a Q.
The interesting part about this match right here is, despite the fact that it wasn't successful, I actually really like that that's the strategy that Condemned and Jolts went for in the first round. You need to establish these things very quick. You need to do your studying, do your research really early on in the match. They said, hey, let's just go full out aggressive and see what they can handle. Let's see the capabilities of our opponents right now. Can they handle pressure? Can they handle us just rushing them down? And Blanks and Kababi demonstrated, yes, they can. So now Condemned and Jolts know that, okay, we can't just go full ham. We need to play with a little more finesse. They won't just crumble under the pressure of Shifu Esmo. So I expect to see them changing it up a little bit here, and I like it. You have a lot of rounds to play out. Study your opponents. Do things that give you information, valuable information, so when it comes to a situation in the clutch, you know exactly how your opponents are going to react. Set them up. Set them up for failure.
Your friendly neighborhood reminder that this is a win score 5 best of 3 maps. So the only difference is that each map is going to last a good bit longer. The first round going to Project Horizon, looking like they weren't going to be able to deal with the pressure, but easily keeping that support up. Jolts does get a good pull on Kababi. He has to use his Q and his haste. He does not have enough for the tornado. Now he does. He's going to get rooted. He's trying to save it, though.
Damage here, but Jolts is taking a lot in return. And Blanks, I think the big problem here is Blanks is uncontested here. He's just able to throw left clicks and right clicks and heal up.
Look at that, they're so low. They don't even get that first orb, but gets sniped. Project Horizon will take it. Kababi's able to get that first orb, and now, oh, he just gets past that Queen. Gets Kababi, but Kababi just tries to do it right back. Not able to land enough permanent damage. His shield goes up, but he has to hide. And now a Scarab 1,
oh, you're dead!
Almost the third one. The Scarab will end up finishing him off. Shifu and Esmo go down consecutively. Not looking good.
Do not let, oh my god, Condemned has a score of 5. If I can hold up those two numbers on both my hands.
54. That is very unlike him. He tried to go in and deal the damage, but he just can't make connection.
Don't let Petulas sit there and channel into his teammate. You will not out damage his heals. Left click, right click, left click, left click, left click, right click. It's as simple as that. And then he has Swarm to shield up his friend. And in combination with Moth, he's just going to be healing up himself, so that 15 health cost of the right click is going to be negligible.
Now we talk about, you know, left click, right click, but during that, some fantastic positioning from Blanks, trying to keep himself from as much damage as possible and help out Kababi as well. Oh, the counter will get procced. We're going to see the M2. It's not going to do a lot of permanent damage.
Oh, good root.
Queen comes down, but there's a root.
But look at how much healing there is. Finally got some max health damage onto Kababi. And the Infest actually gets spent. Big trouble. Blanks is in huge trouble right here.
Be careful. He almost has already 200 protection, so he's trying to heal up, but can he heal himself up enough? He stays by the Queen, but it's going to go down to an M2 from Condemned, and the orb is actually going to get mostly ignored. Goes to Condemned as well. Now with a full stick of butter, Kababi has used the tornado, not able to do much, and she will go down.
I think Kababi made this mistake of dodging forwards. Definitely should have dodged backwards and allowed ground for Jolts and Condemned. Just given them center orb, said, hey, you can have the center of the map. We need to make sure we keep our line neat, because once you leave Petulas alone, he doesn't have a good target to infest into. Unless he can land the hit onto his opponents and infest his opponents, he's actually got really terrible defensive options. That's the big difference. When you put pressure onto Pestilus, the game changes a lot. If you don't put pressure onto Pestilus and you just let him channel into Kababi, you're not going to be doing a ton of damage at all.
I mean, he almost got 200 protection last round, even though he got taken out after probably about 35 seconds. He got 100 protection in like the first 20 seconds when they were just trying to take down Kababi. And that's what you're talking about. If you just try and go on Kababi, look at this. Just going to M1 third, M2, put the queen down. He puts the queen down to protect himself and then just goes to heal Kababi. He now infests in the queen.
Oh, they got it!
Oh, there it is.
Blanks is in trouble again, has to jump the wall. The root does land, does double incapacitate. Blanks needs to run here. Good vortex, but no damage to follow up. Blanks is getting real low. The infest is on the orb. They might pull it. Oh, that could have been really bad. If Jolts had pulled the orb, Blanks would have been in a bad spot.
Condemn, though, getting really low. He's got to be careful.
He's got a lot of juice.
125% for Jolts. A lot of juice. You can put down the tome. You can put down an ult. You can use his shield as well. He's pulling in tight, trying to get the damage. Kababi has a tornado out of that root, and now he's going to try and go take out Condemn. The ult comes out, and the shield will go on him as well, but will he stay away from the queen damage? Almost gets taken down, and now...
There it is!
Blanks will get...
Kababi is a target! Kababi is a target. He needs to run. The vortex to get him haste. He knows that he needs to
the counter gets proc. Kababi's got to use the tornado on himself to infest on the queen.
Blanks is the target. He's out of cooldowns. There it is. Good swap.
Fantastic incap on Kababi, removing him effectively from the field temporarily so they can take down his ally. And
oh, watch the piggy! Dodge! The counter was beautiful! Oh, and the immaterial gets popped. Condemn gets away with murder. And he's gonna get the center orb. Nice! Very well done from Bruce Lee. The execution was insane and the target choice was perfect.
I had to go to the bathroom when this started, and now I really have to go to the bathroom. It's gonna be intense. 2 rounds to 2 rounds. Jolts and Condemn seem to figure out exactly what it takes to try and pierce through to get Blanks out of protection of his queen and Kababi, force those tornadoes to go out early, and then just punish the moment they have. They seem to just ignore Kababi. As soon as they find their moment, Jolts just takes the damage he needs. He'll shield what he needs to try and mitigate some damage, but they just want to take that opportunity to just punish Blanks.
I like it a lot. I like the pressure that they put on. Condemn and Jolts are looking real good. Let's see if they can replicate that. Oh, pull Blanks in.
Pull.
There's Blanks. The infest getting spent here. They will take out the queen, and the infest goes into Kababi. And now it's down. They're still really aggressive right now. Oh, the silence!
Oh my god, that was a fantastic read by Condemn, knowing exactly where he was going to infest to. The second infest is up. Now together that hasting. Together they will retreat and retrieve this orb. That M2 is so strong!
Oh no, but Blanks is in trouble. He still doesn't have his infest for just a little while. The tornado gets spent, and he will have infest now, but Condemn catches up. We'll go into Condemn, but he's pulling him back. We'll be able to go over the
Jolts.
wall.
Will Jolts get out of here? He has to shield himself. Jolts actually might go down. He does! Oh, that ability going into Blanks, and he's able to stay iframed enough. There's an ultimate, but he's just going to infest into that as well.
Nice kiting from Blanks. Big thing to note was every single one of Blanks' infests were well placed. It was so accurate. It was so accurate. He was able to hit opponents, hit the orb, hit the queen, hit Kababi, and that extends his invulnerability time by a significant amount.
And it's easy to forget how hard it is to land. It is a slow projectile in the scheme of this game. It's not projected, so you don't actually get to know where it is. Sorry, I did it again. I'm the worst. It's not projected, so you don't exactly know where it's going to land, but it's relatively slow.
Oh no, Kababi! He's taking a lot of damage. The positioning for Blanks wasn't quite good enough for him. The channel heals, gets panicked up, and now Blanks is a target. He won't have the opportunity to heal up Kababi. This is a lot of pressure.
Jolts has a lot of health, though.
Infest is down, and this is the same situation. Jolts can be really aggressive now. Condemn just needs to make sure he connects right at the correct moment.
He gets the root on the other side of the wall. He puts down the tome. She jumps right into it, but the swarm will protect her from some damage. Jolts tries to hunt her down. He's got a lot of juice on his side. The X boomerang goes right around her, and now we're going to see if Condemn can try and take out Blanks. He stands still, mounts up to chase him down. The ultimate comes down. Blanks has no more space bar. He will go down, and now it's 2-on-1 to poor old Kababi.
Chop, 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 and you're done! Double ultimate, double kill. Jolts and Condemn tie it up 3 rounds for 3, and this is an incredibly close map. This is so close right now. Fantastic aggression from both sides, and I think the split for the one-on-one duels was definitely in favor of Bruce Lee. Project Horizon needs to make sure that that doesn't happen. Do not get isolated.
Take a look at this. Map number 1, 3 rounds to 3 rounds. Jolt's trying to get that first pull, and he is building the range on that as well, the range and the silence. He's got the exhaust too, trying to put utility on his M1. This is actually looking bad for Blanks. That was actually a great queen placement, knowing that Jolts couldn't get the pull. And then he infest as well. Look at how long he was gone.
Oh, he gets pulled in.
He finally gets pulled. Good patience from Jolts, but a bad tone placement. He's going to go right into the wall. He gets a root, though, to try and help Condemned get the damage. The first infest comes out. The second infest will put him towards some health. But now Kababi gets silenced and destroyed down. She's looking dangerous as well.
You can just see how much. Oh, no, Kababi!
Kababi has to shift Q out of it. The second ultimate comes out. Will he go down?
Jow! The accuracy on Condemned was on point, was able to get the impale and the spear. So much damage, and you can just see what I was talking about at the start. In the first round, we saw the simplest of aggression. Condemned and Jolts were just going straight for Kababi, trying to do as much damage as they could. Didn't work out. As this map has progressed, you can just see how much more complex their aggressive strategy is going. Now swapping between targets, pushing their positioning away, making sure that they can punish the instant that the infest is down. Just so many things positioning and pressure-wise that Condemned and Jolts are doing much better, setting themselves up for much more success.
Can Bruce Lee give themselves momentum, take this round, and give themselves map number 1? He does pull the queen. Great placement from Blanks. And then right
10
into
charges.
Damage. He does have a lot of
We'll
charges.
land the root.
There's the root.
But the infest is mitigating so much damage here.
Oh, it protects so hard. It's so great. You might not exist and give your ally the big target on his back. Oh, but he gets pulled across the map. Blanks has to use the spacebar. The first orb's going to go to Bruce Lee. Now Blanks has to retreat a bit. Kababi's going to take some damage and Condemned switches target. The ult down to Kababi, knowing he can't get away. The tornado gets away from
down.
The silence, but Blanks is all alone on the top.
Oh, he's bringing him to the middle of nowhere. Oh, they could get punished here. Condemned has the ultimate. No, you took the train.
There it is.
He took the Doom train, man. He took the Doom train.
Watch out now.
And I think the map is going to go to Bruce Lee.
I wonder if they're going to stick with Jolts. I know that earlier it was Clerney instead of Condemned, but it's looking like Jolts are doing pretty well right now on this team comp with Esma. They're able to kind of really pierce that front line and get in. Oh, there's another ultimate. Oh, waiting to take down Jolts.
Is applied.
No. No, he will not. Either way, he would have had to deal with a nearly full health
Bruce Lee is too strong. Bruce Lee is too strong, man.
So close, though. One round of back and forth, ping-ponging the victories until finally the last two were taken by Bruce Lee consecutively. They will take map number 1, one map closer to $500 and a unique in-game title. Can they pull it off, Rainey?
I love it.
Can they?
The mobility from Jolts, I love it.
My head is pounding.
Infested. Yeah, I'm dizzy.
I'm dizzy. I'm lightheaded from all the screaming.
You want to infest? Well, we're going to go to this side of the map now. And Kababi was being zoned out by Condemned, and he couldn't join Blanks, and then full stick of butter, and Condemned just chased him, used Whirling Blade. Whirling Blade.
Whirling Blade.
I'm dizzy.
Yeah, no, all the coffee is going to my head. I've had not much water today and a whole lot of coffee. Hopefully, having to use the bathroom will make me a little more excited as we go on. But congratulations to Bruce Lee for taking map number 1. Remember, it's a best of 3 maps, so if Bruce Lee can take this next one, they will win the BattleRekt Grand Finale for Season 1. But if they don't, then they're going to give their opponents a little bit of a chance. They might be able to come back. We saw how close it was every single round. It just came down to if they can lay that burst damage on or if not. And then once those ultimates get built up, we see that first ultimate come out from Petrolus. It's almost a done deal. Those Scarabs, so strong. But a replay, Bruce Lee chasing down, really trying to get that damage on.
All right, let's take a look. I think Condemned and Jolts definitely made the adjustments necessary towards the end of this map to really break apart the defense that Kababi and Blanks had set up for themselves. Fantastic Ultimate is going to do a ton of damage to Kababi here, and it's that kind of multi-threat that causes Kababi to spend the Tornado on himself rather than Blanks, and this gets to be a really bad situation. Here we go. Infest onto Jolts, and he says, you know what? Come over here. And now you're all alone. Fat kid in the corner. And Condemned is just going to Whirling Blade. You're dead.
Couldn't heal up to the Queen. Tried to. The Queen actually started to go down to the ultimate as well. Man, couldn't be as closer. And I'm loving seeing this Petrolus at this top tier. We've never seen a Petrolus get to the finals, and now we see it in the grand finals. Blanks able to bring it all the way to the top. I'm hoping he's 6th with it. He's doing great with it, but there's a chance maybe he's going to want to switch to something else. I hope not. They do have a chance in between rounds to switch champs if they do wish to, but it is going to be blind picks, so they don't know who they're up against. So if both teams do decide to switch, your counter might go amiss. So you have to be careful with who you go with.
Well, we've seen already today lots of change up in terms of champion picks and lineup. It's going to be Condemned and Clooney. They're just swapping.
They're just swapping.
cycling.
Jolt is out now. They're going to see if Clooney can take it. Jolt was able to pull through, but maybe it was a little too close for comfort.
Changed. Oh, okay.
I guess we'll see.
I don't feel anything. They've changed. They've changed their composition. Let's take a look. It's going to be Pestilus and Taya versus Shifu and Lucy. Condemned and Clooney. And I mean, it's incredible. It doesn't matter what combination of players they use, they just always win. Condemned, Clooney, Jolts, in any combination, they're the top 3 players in the game perhaps right now. In Europe at the very least.
Now we're going to see if they can continue their reign. Will the swap on rosters actually give them a little bit of a leg up? They now also have the Lucy instead of the Esmo. Condemned's going to try and go and run away.
Panic Flash gets eaten up by the Queen, but the counter gets procced.
On the X strike now, he's going to try and get the M2. He does. The haste actually gets pinned. Kababi wasn't able to utilize the haste and try and, oh, the double
nice.
They're just going to go on Kababi. He does push Condemned, but he pulls himself right back in. Gets pulled, another counter gets procced. You have to be careful. Kababi has to use Tornado to get out of there, but right into Clooney's hands. Condemned turns to blanks instead, but he will get panicked away.
Oh, Condemned is taking a ton of damage here. Kababi was able to do a lot. Center Orb goes to Project Horizon, but now the pressure is onto Blanks, but I think Condemned is going to lose that one-on-one fight.
Oh, that's it. The picket gets popped and he's going to get chased down. The ultimate goes down on Blanks, but he is able to space away, and now Clooney is not looking too great. It's not
interesting. I think they pushed a little bit too hard on Kababi. They were able to do a lot of max health damage because the positioning was such that Blanks couldn't actually heal him up, and then the double incapacity allowed them a little bit of extra damage. But I think once that ran out, they should have turned back their attention onto Blanks because they know that Blanks is going to be able to land heals out to Kababi and burst his health back up. They've already done that max health and damage, take that win, and start working from a different angle.
That was a little more promising of a win for Project Horizon. I don't know if the roster swap is going to work in their favor potentially. Clooney maybe wanted to utilize some CC if possible, but it's going to be tough. Kababi's going to always be a difficult target to hit. Her haste makes her so strong, and the Queen's always going to make some sort of object between you and Blanks if he places it correctly, and he's done a good job so far. But now we're going to see if Condemned can try and push through, and if they can maybe get an early kill. In round number 2, Bruce Lee up 1 map. This is the grand finals, ladies and gentlemen. This is for...
does land the panic. The counter doesn't get proc though, and Condemned needs a way in. He's going to hit the spear, spends the immaterial and dodges the panic, gets vortexed up and hit by the X-Strike. But so far, not a ton of damage. Oh, the orb actually does go to Project Horizon. The impale was just a little bit ill-timed, and Clooney takes a ton of damage here. Here comes a Piggy.
Already it's coming out. Her shield is not able to get bursted on. Condemned tries to go in, and the counter doesn't get procced. It finally does, but the ult had already been utilized fully. But Kababi takes a lot of burst damage right away. The panic, will it come out? He's actually able to immaterial out of it, and he will get the counter proc by Blanks, who then just gets away. In this orb, let's see who can pressure through this. Condemned will M through it, and the panic on Taya will push her away. Condemned has a lot of ultimate, but Clooney doesn't have a lot on his side. He has to save it for the roll, maybe get a good petrify. The haste, though, keeping just out of range. Taya doing a good job of trying to run.
Oh, the Whirling Blade gets spent on Taya. The Tornado is there. Scarab does land onto Condemned, and he tried to counter it out, and it seems very tough. One of the big things that was working for Condemned and Jolts was their aggression prevented Blanks from really, I mean, aside from the early rounds, prevented Blanks from being able to heal up the damage that they were taking. Now that they've taken clear, they need to slow down the pace of the game.
Piggy's out. The counter does get proc, but will he be able to survive enough? He just gets out. The barrier protects him from any damage, but now Clooney's the one under the radar, and there she goes down. The crossarts from Kababi switched onto the target, and now with literally 1 hit left, he's going to get an orb. He does have an ultimate, but I don't think he's going to be able to protect himself from 64% health.
Yeah, it's going to be real tough. He does land his counter. Let's see if he can make something. No, the Queen is going to pop and destroy him. One of the things now is playing a DPS healer means you have to slow down the pace of the game. And when the pace of the game slows down, the healing becomes stronger. And Blanks, we already know, on Pestilus can heal a ton of health. In the end, Condemned losing a lot of health of his own, trying to trade out. And Blanks is able to top off Kababi consistently, and the protective cooldowns that Taya has through Tornado, Knockback, Haste, and then Blanks and Fest really allow them to kind of mitigate damage and play the long game, and that's definitely going in favor of Pestilus and Taya. Melee versus range, and it's a healer that has more throughput compared to Lucy.
We will see him building Scourge on Pestilus, which makes a lot of sense. Infesting twice, which doubly affects his ability to pretty much not exist, have a good iframe. I forget how, he's in 2 seconds. So for a total of 4 seconds, he can just kind of not exist for a while, which is so strong. And when he is in an ally, they take 75% damage instead. Or sorry, he absorbs 75% damage. It's worded kind of weird. Infested allies absorb 75% damage. I think they only take 25%. That's what it looks like.
Yeah. I think that's what it is. Not sure.
I thought I knew, and then I reread it, and now I'm slightly confused. But I don't want to give the wrong information, so if anybody knows, please let us know in chat. But Condemned trying to go in on blanks right away, but he will infest the Queen. Oh, he actually has to get away from Kababi. They're a little bit split up, but the haste will easily close the gap. Getting away from the next boomerang, though. We're going to see Condemned try and put the pressure. He's going to take a lot on the way out. Gets panicked, and they're going to be able to secure the orb. Fantastic M2 from Blanks, able to secure the damage.
The long game is definitely going in favor of Project Horizon. And they're playing very stable right now. Scarab does get popped, gets incapacitated on it. No panic flash to stop them, but the line of sight is real good. Lands a Scarab on his teammate. And Blanks is going to heal a lot off of that as well. Scarab does heal yourself. Oh, it's looking bad. Piggy can get popped here. There it is. Gets the damage on the Piggy
Blanks,
as well.
take a look at that. He's just sitting in the goo. Will he be able to get it? He infests Shifu, but then Shifu does get a counter. This guy tries to take him out. He panics him right into Condemned, and he's going to go down. Now 2 against Kababi. He might have full health, so there's a chance he can maybe take one down, but it's going to be a tough battle from here.
He's going to go one-on-one against Clarity, and the extract comes through, and I think that will go to Condemned and Clarity. Big problem there is Kababi killed his teammate. He hit into the Shifu counter, and that was key. Gave Shifu the positioning as well as the immaterial. He was able to land a killing blow. And finally, Condemned and Clarity figure something out and are able to land the aggression there. Despite the fact that they lost 2 orbs, I think the connection on Clarity's crippling goo was fantastic.
I think also Condemned's in-cap on Petulous to mitigate any of those Scarabs coming out.
Yes.
They in-capped them just enough. It might not have dealt with the whole cooldown. He has a lot of cast time. I think it's like 6 seconds or something like that to be able to cast his Scarabs. But they were able to get behind a wall, get out of range, so he was forced to try and hit an ally. And really only 1 Scarab effective is able to fully heal an ally to max health. So even if he landed all 3, it really wouldn't matter too much. But doing a great job of being able to stay away from that. It's 100% wasted energy for just a little bit of heals that he could have done without it. Yeah. And they're able to hunt him down, keeping him in that goo.
Spending your resources is so important. We've seen time and time again how badly these teams will punish you if you whiff an ultimate. And they strike back, and the crippling goo was incredibly effective.
One round down now. They're going to maybe slowly mount this comeback.
Oh, Condemned gets pushed away, but that pushes him directly into Blanks. Condemned is going to be taking a little bit of damage here, but Clarity finally lands CC. The positioning still is going to hold strong for Kababi and Blanks, so that's what we're talking about. They need to hold their line.
Oh, that actually get taken by Project Horizon. They were able to sneak that through. I can't speak. Condemned now trying to get in, but another counter doesn't get procced. He's got to be careful. He doesn't want too much damage trying to put the pressure on. And now we're going to see if Taya can put the damage. Pushes Clarity away. They've now taken mid-control and have almost full health.
Avoids the panic. Queen is going to go down here for Condemned, or rather for Blanks. They will get the orb here. Good incapacitate. And then the counter gets proc. Blanks could be in trouble here. He avoids the panic, and Blanks has very few cooldowns. There's the Queen coming out.
He might have his ultimate. Oh, he takes the counter instead. He really just wants to keep on Blanks. Blanks is now spaced into an ultimate, followed by a second one. Almost goes down, but he gets bursted through the shield. The ultimate goes down. Blanks heals himself back up, and Clarity now is going to follow his brethren to death.
Just a little bit too late on their execute. They got the resource and they were going to spend it on Blanks. I think a very key miss there was the spear whiffed on Petulous, and if Condemned was able to make up that distance, I think he would have been able to do the damage needed to take Petulous down. But by the time they put themselves in that scenario, Condemned was already so low on health. They need to play a little better defensively, avoid the damage that Kababi and Blanks are taking out, and keep their health high, and winning the center orbs is important. The faster they get the center orbs, the faster they build resources, the earlier they can execute a double ultimate combo, and the more damage they'll be able to put out.
And it seemed that Condemned was a little more impatient with his counters. There were 2 counters that went amiss, and he wasn't able to close that gap, and then he had to take a lot of damage when trying to close it without using his counter. Maybe he had to use his immaterial to get in, but then he has no more cooldowns when he's in there. So he took a lot of unnecessary damage when those didn't get procced. So, you know, good on Project Horizon not pulling it, but at the same time, maybe he was just a little bit too anxious to pull that counter when he wasn't really getting attacked as much. It's hard to say. I mean, it was fast-paced. Who am I to say? Any of these people would absolutely destroy me in game.
They are very good. Oh my god, just a little bit to the side.
Missing it. Oh, that actually could have. Looks like it would have been on purpose as well. to make, he knows that he's going to open up with that. Now Condemn,
Oh
take a look
my
at the damage
God.
he's getting, and he tries to get in there. He does get shielded, but will it be enough? He's now down to half health. The Queen protecting Blanks, almost full health still. Oh, and taken by the Blanks M2.
The resource is very far in favor. Oh, Kababi has his ultimate. He's going to spend it on the pushback. And Infest goes into the Queen, then into Taya. Right now the resources are looking pretty good for Project Horizon, but Bruce Lee has been able to make them back. Clooney has actually built up a lot for himself. And, oh, actually Whirling Blade is going to get me activated here, and he chooses to spend it.
He did a good bit of damage, but also saved a lot when he got panicked out, so he still has half of his energy left. As when you get canceled out by an enemy, you retain what you didn't have.
Oh, it got procced! The timing wasn't good, and that's going to allow Condemn to get in here. Piggy gets popped, and maybe the incapacitating
what an incap! Trying to waste the entire one, and then panicked, her entire ult gets wasted, and an ultimate forcing Blanks to use his...
Oh no, you don't have roll! Clarity is about to get 2v1, dodges one Scarab, gets hit by the second, and the third has to spend the barrier, and X-Strike is coming through. Clary's going to take a good bit of damage here.
The counter does get procced, and he does have his ultimate yet again. The Infest is going to be down, but he's not going to be able to close the gap. The placement from Blanks is just too strong, able to space himself out from his enemies.
Counter does get procced.
Here it is.
Tornado gets spent. The Fear comes out. Infest into Taya is going to mitigate damage. The Orb goes again. I feel like the Project Horizon, but I couldn't tell. Crippling Goo is going to punish Kababi here and pushing him back into
Kababi
it.
taking a lot. He has to use the shift Q out of there, but then he gets panicked and followed by the M2 just gets out of the tornado, and we get incapped.
Oh my God, the healing!
M2 from Blanks. The M2 perfectly landing, saving him from the lethal blow.
The game could have been over right there. Rather, the round could have been over right there. Actually,
now that orb goes to Bruce Lee.
We'll get it. I don't think the answer is going for Kababi. I think it's going to be really tough.
Oh, there's the ultimate. Just missing one, just missing number two. He wants to land the third one. He knows. Oh, there it is. Effective, almost 50 damage. She had to dispel it, or she would have taken a lot.
Oh, no! Oh, it's real dangerous.
Good incap. Oh, and he actually body blocks the M2. Fantastic. A little bit risky, but he knew he had to do it.
Whoa! Had to swift roll. There's a lot of meter, actually. The Piggy, he gets CC'd. There's a Whirling Blade. The Piggy's gone. Whoa!
The Piggy hit the wall, I think, so it didn't actually show up.
There's no more Infest. The Panic's gone too. Condemned has free reign on Blanks right now, and he's just gonna swing away. There is the Panic. And then the Impale as well. Oh my God. Oh my God.
That burst heal was fantastically timed, utilizing it perfectly to keep his ally alive, but it wasn't enough. They get hunted down. The Piggy, I believe, she ulted, but then she got panicked right after, so she ran too far up, and I think I was actually paying attention to the action, assuming the Piggy would show up, and it never did. So I think it hit the wall on the bottom right.
Oh my God.
Well played by both teams.
Good comeback for Bruce Lee.
They want to finish this off. One more map, and they will be our victors. Clooney, though, getting bursted right away, even at range. Condemn trying to go in, but a great Queen placement, pushing him just a little bit away.
Oh God, Clooney is looking real bad right now.
The roll is down as well. Kababi just switches targets to Condemn, knowing he's off cooldown. Oh, but they're actually going to get the first orb, so they do have a little bit more juice on their end.
There's a real upgraded Impale there on Condemn's side. He's got a lot of damage in his pocket. Oh,
there it is.
All on Kababi.
But there is the Piggy. Will he be able to get an incap? The counter gets procced. He actually just goes instead. The ultimate will come out and actually tear through the shield. Not much damage coming out from Kababi's ultimate. Almost getting the stun, but rolled away. Clooney is going to try and put pressure on the orb, but it doesn't matter. Blanks with so much orb control using that M2.
They need to disengage right now, and they can't lose a lot of health on the exit. But Kababi's making it difficult. Counter does get procced, and now Condemn's in again. That's going to be good. Infest gets spent. There's no resources to punish, but Blanks comes out. The Panic will land on Shifu, and that's going to give Condemned, that's going to give Blanks and Kababi some space here. But another counter gets procced, and there's a huge amount of damage onto Blanks.
I think Condemned may have missed an incap. It's looking dangerous for him. He's just staying in there to deal damage, but the ultimate is out. The counter gets procced though, so he might rescue. Clooney dodges everything. All of them go away, and who's going to get this? Oh, and then actually gets taken by Project Horizon. The stun was able to keep Clooney away long enough. Kababi now has a full ultimate. Here comes the Piggy. The Piggy is popped. She wants to go help Blanks, and Condemned might go down. He will.
Oh no.
4 rounds to Project Horizon.
They could come back. They could tie up the maps. The center orb control was so much in favor in Project Horizon that they were able to constantly pop ultimates. We talk about momentum a little bit, and ultimates and resource are one of the things that's the most important. The big problem is you can't just think of it like they're getting their ultimates first. The instant that Project Horizon has that aggression and the capability of popping ultimates, Condemned and Clooney actually get even farther away from spending theirs because they have to start spending EX, they have to start spending resources to protect themselves, and they're farther away from their ultimates. It's not as simple as they just keep charging up, and once they hit 4, they can spend their ultimates. There are a lot of situational things that arise that slow them down. And Clerny and Condemned just could not punish at all.
Oh, what an in-cap, and Condemned is actually able to take that from the short cast time. Up Blanks is M2. Condemned picking up a little bit of help, as is Kebabbi. They're all resetting their cooldowns. Kebabbi actually gets a good poke on Clerny, forcing him to heal himself, but Clerny now has a full ultimate. They might try and force the spacebar out of Blanks to try and get some goo damage in there. There's the first in-cap. Now the haste as well. Condemned just putting on the damage. The panic as well followed up on Blanks. The counter will get hit, and this orb is going to go to the other team, Project Horizon, taking that orb, and the piggy has been popped.
Oh no, the crippling goo, questionable choice. There's no roll, and I don't know, Clerny might be in trouble here. I think the punish wasn't quite there. The positioning wasn't quite there for Blanks and Kebabbi. Infest is being spent, but there's Whirling Blade. If he hits a spear, it could be bad. He whiffs! But he's caught up now. He's going to spend the Whirling Blade. Tornado gets spent here. Taya gets panicked into the rest of the Whirling Blade. Immaterial gets spent on the panic. And Condemned is trying to put out whatever pressure he can. Let's see if it's going to amount to anything. Infest gets spent. Clerny has crippling goo here. He just needs to hit one tear shot.
Kebabbi actually now left all alone. There's the goo, forcing the tornado on her enemy, but now she gets panicked away.
Nice!
Oh, pushed right back in. Blanks has used his spacebar, but he misses Clerny, so he effectively halves his ability to iframe.
Oh no, I think Blanks might be dead here. Condemned is gonna connect. It's just, oh, Clerny misses. He gets the CC. The AoE panic. That's why you picked that first BattleRekt. Roll out of the X-Strike. Condemned and Clerny will come back and take their 3rd round.
I have a blood-piercing headache right now in the best way possible. Bring the pain. This is fantastic. Project Horizon, 1 map away from staying alive, but Bruce Lee still able to eke out enough victories to put the threat on. If they can take these next 2 rounds, they will win. If not, we will go to round, or map 3, I should say, in this best of 3 maps for our grand finals.
Somebody help. Clerny and Condemned. Nice panic. Does actually land the core of it. Oh no. One more shot. No. Very smart from Project Horizon to land that orb.
Oh, pulled away. Condemned wasn't able to get the M2 on Blanks. He did get pulled away just in time, but he's building up. His M1's on the Queen, just the M2 on Blanks. Taking a lot of damage in the immaterial. He ults as well. Will it tear through the entire shield? Almost.
The infest
to get a few, but now Blanks has to run away as well. Oh, this could be it for him. This orb is going to get taken by Taya, though, giving him a little bit more energy. Maybe he can protect himself. Clerny's got a full stick, though. Once they get one more spacebar, one more infest wasted on Blanks, they will try and capitalize.
They need to push through Tornado as well as Infest. The ultimate does get popped. Will
Infest during his ultimate.
They're kiting away. No, it's going to be a waste. He will hit his teammate with it, though. Whiffs the last one.
Oh, what a pull. Condemned. Fantastic use.
Meteor is looking real good. There's a good spear. He needs to spend the Infest, and there it is. There's Tornado still on the table, however.
We're going to see a goo potentially coming out as soon as he Infests down. Oh, not just.
Oh, he connects.
But there's the ultimate. The Tornado's out. Now we might see it. No, just wasting a little bit of time now. Clerny's going to try and heal up Condemned. Another pull. That orb is actually going to go to Project Horizon. Kebabbi's able to take it, but Blanks has to haste. Oh, he has to actually infest in. Apologies. Second infest. 4 seconds of invulnerability. Condemned's counter has been pulled out, but he didn't take any damage. Blanks now in a terrifying spot. He can get bursted. Kebabbi trying to do the damage he can. Condemned just trying to hunt him down, but the Queen placement, fantastic. Body blocking as well, but Blank's taking a lot of damage. The panic on Taya, keeping Kebabbi away from damage, and that orb is going to go to Bruce Lee.
Oh, spends a crippling goo actually on Kebabbi instead. Maybe Tornado here. Where is it? He's going to use Infest instead. But Blank's lost a little bit of health here. So far, the sustain is going well for Project Horizon, and Condemned and Clerny haven't been able to get a clean connection here for the longest time. Maybe on Kebabbi this time. He will pop the pig and gets incapacitated into the field.
And then panicked into the darkness. Fantastic. Her entire ult has been wasted. Now we're going to see an Infest. Oh, Condemned pushing Blanks out. I don't know if he's going to be able to stay out of here. Puts the Queen down as a body block, but the health pool
Kebabbi is in trouble. He has to spend haste, gets Clerny pushing out. One more tick. Taya is down. Oh my god. Oh my god.
My god. Tying it up in the series. 4 rounds to 4 rounds. Bruce Lee, 1 round away. We are going to bring it to the final round. Oh.
This title cannot be more appropriate if Bruce Lee wins. The Salt. They are so close to getting the Salt Miner title. Oh no.
This is amazing. If anyone's going to win it, I know I'd be salty after this. no matter who takes this. Bruce Lee now 1 round away from being our Season 1 champions. Will they be able to pull it off now? Condemned gets the empty on Kababi, trying to put the early pressure on. The Queen comes out, but now it is far away. There's no protection for them.
Oh,
a double
nice.
in cap, and now it's looking like
Into
Blanks.
the fear. Infest gets spent. There is a tornado or a pushback.
Clarny has full range to just panic one away from the other. They are potentially separated. Who will this go to? Condemned gets orb number 1.
There's a lot of butter here. Infest goes down and Condemned. They could press the issue by using Whirling Blade into Crippling Goo. Here it comes. There's a Goo.
There it is. Oh,
tornado,
Black
no!
double Goo. Will it go down? It does. Will they take this? Bruce Lee could take round number 9 and the fantastic comeback, and they will do it.
Oh, no.
That is it.
No,
Bruce Lee.
no.
Bruce Lee somehow wins 3 maps in a row, and it's looking like Project Horizon could do it. Swapping up their rosters mid-series. Congratulations, they will win $500 and the unique in-game title of BattleRekt Salt Miner, taking it all out of Project Horizon. Project Horizon going on 2nd place with $300.
It all came down to one big error. They lost the center orb. That was the picture-perfect win for Bruce Lee. It could not get cleaner than that. Double Crippling Goo, and both Kababi and Blanks felt the pressure. They each spent their own cooldowns. The Infest from Blanks, the Tornado from Kababi, and the fact that they split it up means that there was one target that they could identify, and they said, you know, it's going to be Blanks. They made the connection happen.